I'm Courtney Wagner, and this is In the Game. This week's Jack Hanania player profile is Matt Harshany from Navarre High School. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So I know you are one of the top basketball players in the area. Tell me a little bit about how your all season went.
Well, I just transferred in. It was my first year playing at Navarre High School, and was super excited to get started. We had a good year, though. We had a tough schedule, some tough losses early on, a lot of close games, but we strung together some wins and made it to the district championship. Lost to Niceville in the district championship, and then played the #1 team in the state, first game in the playoffs.
Wow.
That was a tough game. They're a good team, but we lost to them.
I'm sure. And I know, too, you're the leading star point guard of your all's team. Tell me a little bit about your statistics, what you're averaging point-wise, assist-wise.
I think it was around 18 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds a game, right around there. Yeah.
Okay, and what got you started playing basketball?
Well, I think I started playing around 3 or 4. And my dad was a big basketball player. He grew up in Indiana.
Nice.
And he kind of introduced me to it. I was playing basketball and football as a little kid and decided to stick to basketball.
Sure.
Since then, I've only been playing basketball.
Very nice. And how many days a week are you practicing? What does your regiment look like on a weekly basis?
It's every day. Every day. Even on the weekends, which are considered off days, still going up to the gym, getting shots up.
That's what it takes to do. And what do you think, as a player, your strongest suit is?
I'd say leadership, just guiding the team, making sure we're doing what we need to.
Definitely, especially, as a point guard, you kind of are the one leading the court out there. Would you find yourself, as far as defensively, offensively, you're obviously great on offense because you're a point guard. What do you think is your strongest suit defensively?
Defensively, I'd say just toughness. There was a lot of times where I was guarding the other team's best players, so whether bigger, more athletic, just got to find a way to get it done.
Sure. And what is your free throw percentage?
I think it was 82% on the year.
That's stellar. I remember even when I played back in high school, the goal was over 75%, so you're way above that, which is fantastic. What are your goals and aspirations to continue with basketball? I know you're a junior now and you have your senior season coming up, so what's the goal for, first of all, your senior season?
Senior season, well, winning a district championship, that's probably the main one. Hopefully making a run in the playoffs after that. And then hopefully I get to go play at a good school after high school. So that's a main goal for me.
And I know even as a junior, you're already getting recruited. Tell me, some of the schools that are already looking at you and some of the schools that you have your eye on.
Some of the schools that have been recruiting me lately are the 3 academies, Navy, Army, Air Force, and Lafayette, which is another Patriot League school, and Dartmouth, which is Ivy League. So those are some of the schools that have been recruiting me so far.
And obviously, too, Ivy League schools are looking at you. We're going to brag on you for a second. You are in the running right now for being the valedictorian of your class. So tell me how you balance the work, school, and athletics, as well as your GPA.
I'd say making good grades is something I've always kind of taken pride in, something my parents have always pushed me to do well in. So that's something I like to make sure I take head on and make sure I'm still getting the grades done even during basketball season.
Sure. And do you have a 4.8? Is that correct?
It was 4.83 weighted.
There you go. That's pretty exciting. And when do you find out as far as valedictorian?
I think it will be end of senior year is when I'll find out.
So that's exciting. You got one last senior lap to do to finish it out.
Oh, yes.
And I know, too, you just killed your ACT with a score of 33.
Yes.
So does school just come natural for you? Does basketball come natural for you?
I'd say it kind of does. I still study a lot, still practice a lot, but it's just something I've always wanted to make sure I'm on top of it.
Sure. And then on the court, what do you think differentiates you from the other players around you? Because you are at a very high caliber. Your name is known around the area. What do you think stands out so much about you?
I'd say keeping my poise at all time, making sure we're doing what we need to do. Trying not to slip up. Always trying to please coach, make sure, Yeah.
And are you the captain of your team as well for the upcoming senior year?
I would probably say so.
Yes, definitely. And what's some of the advice you give these younger players coming on who are looking up to you to lead them?
Always, I'd say always give it 110%. Work hard at all times because it's going to pay off.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think is some of the best advice that Coach Bentley or maybe one of your past coaches have given you in basketball?
I'd say one thing Coach Bentley really, he told me early before the season started, it meant something, but he was telling me trying not to focus on pleasing other people too much and do what you got to do what's best for you and try to please yourself. But so that's just something I'd worked hard on, just trying to make sure I'm doing.
Definitely. And who is your personal favorite basketball team, either collegiately or professionally?
Milwaukee Bucks are my team.
Okay.
My NBA team.
Very nice. So up north a little more there.
Yeah.
So points, you said about 18 a game. Assists, being a point guard, what are you averaging?
It was around 4 assists.
Okay, about 4 assists a game, which is fantastic. Charges, and this makes my heart so warm because I remember back in high school, getting a charge was probably something our coach got most pumped about.
Oh yeah, it might not be the most glamorous stat, but it's something that made Coach super happy.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's forcing a turnover, so
definitely
leading the team in charges was definitely something that I was happy to achieve.
And you're tall for a point guard. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay, 6 foot point guard. Nice height to be
not
up
bad.
there, you know. How many rebounds? I know, too, you're probably not always down low, but how many rebounds are you averaging?
About 4 a game. I got about 4 rebounds a game, so not bad for a point guard.
No. Any blocks in there?
Actually, I think I had 1 or 2 blocks on the year, so I wasn't doing much of that.
But hey, a little bit of everything, and I'm sure. Are you guys? Do you guys play man most often? Zone? What's kind of your spot on defense?
We would. Coach Bentley liked man-to-man the most, but we would mix it up throughout the year based on certain matchups against other teams, what he thought would be best.
Sure. And how much would you say does speed and then conditioning come into your role on the team?
I'd say the conditioning part is the biggest because there was very often throughout the year was I'd getting to come out of the game and catch a break. So I was always having to make sure I was well conditioned to play the whole game and still be fresh in the fourth quarter.
Sure. And are you playing, practicing 7 days a week year round, even when you're off season? You're never actually off season.
Yes. I'm preparing to go to some camps over the summer, stuff like that. So I'm constantly just trying to work out, maintain condition, strength, and then just keep working on my skill.
Definitely.
Hopefully.
And where do you see for yourself the biggest area that you want to personally improve in?
I'd say probably bigger and stronger in the off season. Just try to get a lot more athletic for next year.
More physical.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, which will just help in the long run, especially being a point guard with size. I mean, that's a huge advantage to start with. Very nice. So any other big goals? I know you said districts. I know you said Ivy League schools. Is there a personal either point record you want to break for yourself or any PRs?
Oh, that's yes. This past year I scored over 500. So if I did that again next year, break the 1,000 points in 2 years at Navarre, that'd be something pretty cool to do.
Just casually setting the record there. That would be
I don't know if it's the record, but
making history nonetheless.
Yeah, breaking 1,000 points would be something pretty cool.
All right, Matt, well, thank you so much for being here. We wish you so much luck in your senior season and the best of luck in whichever college you end up deciding on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.